Baseball Prospectus. Okay? We're calling this PECOTA or PECOTA. How do you pronounce this?
PECOTA. It's PECOTA.
PECOTA. I don't like that. I like ricotta cheese. That's where my brain went.
Well, it is widely accepted as
PECOTA.
PECOTA.
Fine. It makes sense if you sound it out. Because they released their PECOTA projections. PECOTA stands for Player Empirical Comparison and Optimization Test Algorithm. See that? PECOTA. I put emphasis on all the O's. That in my kids' school, they say the O sounds like themselves. So that's how you know it's a long vowel. You like that? That's how that works. So what it does is it compares, that's what it means. What it does is it compares player performance to similar players with similar career paths. It also uses a weighted average and regression to the mean to estimate a player's true value. It adjusts a player's forecast based on the park and the league in which they play, and it considers how comparable players' stats changed over time. Fascinating. So, in layman's terms, this group of smarty pants people got together and they ran an algorithm that compared everybody against everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they released a video game simulation version of what they believe may happen, and statistically ought to, in their opinion. Is that fair to say? Right?
Yeah.
Put a cap on that pretty good? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So we're going to go through this, and we're going to talk about what they've projected, and then we're going to get arguing about it. Because as long as we can argue with love, we're going to keep loving to argue.
Who doesn't love to play over-under? Hello.
That's right.
Like, let's be real.
Brad was so excited to play over and under. So this
You
also is
really
going to give
didn't
us...
sell that very well, Brig. I mean...
You what?
Next year when the PECOTA standings come out, I'm going to need you to sell over-under a little bit more.
Time out. Back it up. Baseball family. Brad is super thrilled to play over-under. Okay?
Yes.
It's like...
Yes.
It's like his favorite thing in the world. And we want you to play with us. How's that, Brad? So here's what we're going to do.
That was perfect.
We're going to go through each of their projections. We're going to decide which ones we agree with, which ones we don't agree with. And we're going to say yes or no, over or under. Brad is up, since he's in the hot seat and he's the onlyest one here. Brad? You ready?
Hey. Yeah, I'm ready.
Lead us on to this charge here.
Okay, let's start in the AL East because that's the first one in the article that I have pulled up. Are you ready? So it has the Orioles. So it has the Orioles the 89 wins. Over or under, Brig? What do you think the Orioles 89? I'm going to say under.
Under. Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty big fall off from last year, but I got to go under. Yankees 89. I'm saying over. I think they made enough moves.
They're gonna win more than 89 games. Yeah, I'm going over.
Blue Jays 84.
I'm going under. Like, how is that possible?
I'm going under, but not very many. I think they're a 500 team this year.
Yeah, but interleague play will be a huge part of why. Anyway, keep going.
Right. Yeah. Rays 82.
Balanced schedule. Ooh, 82.
I'm going even.
They're going to win more than 82 games.
I'm going even. They're going to win 82.
I'm going over.
And the Red Sox, 78.
Over.
So it's tough for me with the Red Sox because
they're better than that.
They're in on the Bregman sweepstakes, and they're also in trying to get Arenado. So, if they don't get either of those guys, I got to go under. But if they get one of them, I'm going to go ahead and go over because I feel like they do hover right around that 78 range.
I think the mean for them, like the baseline for them is 75, 76 games.
Yeah.
So if you add, you're right. If you add one of those guys,
it's no big deal. Takes it over the top.
Yeah.
Okay. AL Central, the Twins, 87 wins.
Under.
Yeah, I'm going under for sure on the Twins, 87. Royals, 81.
Over.
Definitely over. Cleveland's baseball club, 80.
Over, but they're going to 81.
I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna say close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say close to 90 with them. The Tigers, 79.
Oh, over. Way over.
Gotta go over. Gotta go way
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go way over the Tigers. And the White Sox, 61.
Ooh.
This might be the toughest one of all.
It's
Keep
like,
in mind,
how is it
okay,
possible? How is it possible?
They only won 41 games last year.
Oh,
So
man.
are they going to improve by 20 games? No, I'm going under.
How could they not improve by 20 games? It was historically, catastrophically bad. Where are they going to get those other freaking 20 games? You could pull those 20 games from every team in the league one time or whatever and make it up. I'm going over. They're going to win more than 61
over
games.
61? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, man. Let's put a pie in the face on that one in particular because that's a great one. Okay?
Okay.
Loser gets a pie in the face on that. Okay.
Deal.
AL West, Rangers, 89.
Oh, under.
Under, yeah. Astros, 87.
Oh, ooh. Even.
That's what I was going to say. Even at 87.
I'm going even.
Mariners, 86.
Ooh, even.
Really
unless you want to give them
optimistic
one win over, and then that'd be okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that, like, so last year they won 85. So that puts them one game better, and theoretically in the playoffs last year, and I can think of a couple games that they just let get away. And so it's basically the same team, minus a couple of small changes. I'm going to go over, and not very much, but over. Like it's a good year if they win 90. Obviously, that's a great year, but I'm going to say like 88. The Angels. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, it's tough with Seattle because it has a lot to do with them and their team, but it also has so much to do with that whole division because they always playing ping pong off each other constantly.
Right. I know.
And I know it's that way across the leagues. I got it, but it feels really intense at the top of the AL West every time.
So this is, I was texting with our buddy Jewel about this today, about the Mariners. It's that Julio Rodriguez was not Julio last year. I have their, this is weird, Brig, but doing some Instagram sleuthing. His relationship status is up in the air right now. So we don't know if maybe that was a distraction last year. Very well could have been.
Right.
So I know, Brig, but it's like these are the kind of things that you look at when you're like, what's going on, right?
Let's go back to they're human beings. Okay, it's okay.
Exactly right. I know. It's just funny. Anyway, so Julio was not Julio. Mitch Garver can't be that bad again. Either can J.P. Crawford, unless J.P. Crawford is just like cooked, right? That's the only explanation.
He'd have to be all the way cooked. Yeah.
Have to be, right? And then everybody else is pretty much the same. You get Randy Arozarena for a full year. You get Victor Robles for a full year. That feels like they're at least 2 games better.
Randy Arozarena for a full year is going to be a big deal.
I think so too.
That is going to be a big deal.
Left field was a revolving door.
I wish Seattle had made some other moves, though.
You and freaking everybody else.
I know.
Because, yeah. All right. Sorry. Let's move on. Angels, 76. Over, under.
Under.
Under. Yeah.
You
Athletics, 71. Yeah. Yeah. Under for the Angels, definitely.
I'm going over on the A's.
I'm going to go over too. They're sneaky. They're sneaky good.
Yeah, they're not gonna show up last place in the division this year. I don't know why.
It'll be the Angels. It'll be the Angels again.
It'll be the Angels. Yeah. Unless something crazy goes down.
They finished 6 games behind the A's last year. The Angels did.
And the crazy thing, whatever crazy would have to happen would have to be in Anaheim. You don't throw any crazy at me with Oakland, whoever they are. because it's not going to matter. It's going to be the crazy is going to have to come from Anaheim for them to not end up in last place.
So here's the funny thing about them is they've made a flurry of moves this whole offseason. They've been bringing guys in, but it's
Right.
like they don't really make sense to make your team better. It's just like you've talked about with Brian Cashman wanting to collect baseball cards. That's kind of what it feels like in Anaheim. Is that Artie Moreno just wants to collect baseball cards of all these players who at one point were good, maybe not even great, but good. Like, oh, if we bring all these guys in who are good, it's like, well, they're not anymore. You know?
I think what's happened, speaking specifically to the deals that they've made, my impression is that they're getting ready to flip guys at the deadline. This might be the first time in a few years that they will have said, okay, it's not going to happen this year and that's okay, but we're going to go all in building this thing up, 26, 27, 28.
So they're playing the long game by bringing in assets that they can trade.
Yep, and I hope, beyond all hope, that Mike Trout stays healthy, that he performs well through the deadline, that he's on a different team by the end of the deadline, and that he ends up in a playoff scenario in October.
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah, so that's the thing that's so crazy about Mike Trout staying healthy is that they are a completely different team when he is healthy. If he stays healthy, you might be able to go over 76. You might just because they feel like a rudderless ship when he's not there. And it's just like a bunch of guys who's like, "Well, now what do we do? Mike's gone, now what?"
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
it doesn't feel like anybody can take ownership, and there's no fault of it really anybody's other than just like it's a whole bunch of young guys and a guy who doesn't want to be there, and Anthony Rendon.
I thought you were talking about Artie Moreno.
He wants to be there because he keeps collecting money.
I know.
But
he just doesn't want to do his actual job. Okay.
You're right. NL East. Braves 92.
Whoa. Even.
I was gonna say if they stay healthy, they're going over. They're going over.
If
92.
they stay healthy, they're going over. But I can't bank on it right now, so I'm saying even.
No. Because they last year, Brig, with the disaster they had, still won 89.
I know.
So they know what they're doing there.
I love it.
Okay, Mets 90. I gotta go under.
Over. I'm going over.
Okay, I'm going under on that one. Phillies 88.
Can I go over again? Is that
I'm trying
to do the math in my head? I gotta go over.
Yeah, I gotta go over on the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
Nats 74.
Over. They're going over 74.
Oh, I'm going under.
Really?
Not by much, but I'm going under. Some of those wins that take them under are going up to the Braves. That's why.
Okay.
And the Marlins 62. Some of those because they're going under. Some of those are going up to the Braves and Phillies.
They're going under. That's right. The Braves and they can have them. The Braves and the Mets and the Phillies.
Which is crazy because 62. That's a 100-loss season. That's 100 losses.
Oh,
right
I
there.
know. Yeah.
So they could lose. They could easily lose 106 to help the Braves, Phillies, and Phillies get up over their totals.
Each of them hit 90.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, NL Central. The Cubs 91.
Oof. Oh. Under? Question mark?
I'm gonna go
by
even.
a half a game. Yeah,
I'm going even.
I don't.
Yeah, that's tough. Maybe we say 90 and a half when we go over on that.
Yeah, 90 and a half. I'll be 90, you be a half. It'll be great.
The Brewers 81.
Over.
I've got to go over just because it's who the manager is. Cards 78. I'm going under.
Yeah, me too, actually. And I'll tell you why. Because the Pirates and the Reds are both going to get overs for me.
You think so? Because the Pirates are
Look,
75.
yeah, they're going to do better than that.
Okay, because I had them under. Because
Hmm.
I know, coming from a Mariners fan, this is really weird to say, but until that offense proves that they can actually do something, I'm going to have to go under.
It's going to happen. They're not going to
And
contend.
I'm not saying
for the
I'm not
division.
saying 65. I'm thinking like 73.
Okay, that's fair, but I'm also not thinking 90. Okay, I'm saying like
They won
78.
76 last year.
Yeah, 78.
Okay.
80 if the Cards really,
Really
fall
are
asleep.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and if they lose Arenado, they could be.
Yeah. So Cincinnati, the Reds, 74. I got to go over.
Over. Yeah, over.
Yeah,
That one's easy.
They won 77 last year, so I think that's easy. Yeah. I
Yeah,
know they
I
don't
think
have
that's
Jonathan
easy.
India, but I think they've made enough moves to improve. So they'll be good. All right, NL West. This is the last one. The Dodgers, 104. I got to go over. I don't know how you don't
I was
go
talking
over.
to a guy at the gym, huge Dodgers fan. He's
Okay.
like, "What do you think? Anything over or anything under 105? Total loss?" I'm like, "It's hard to say that. I don't think I can agree with that. But it will be a disappointment if there's anything under 105." So he thinks complete embarrassment. I think absolutely disappointing. So 104, I have to take the over.
Right. So think about this. The 2022 team. Is this team better than the 2022 team?
How could it not be?
They won 111 games that year.
Yeah. This is...
Dude.
Okay.
Unless they have catastrophic pitching injuries like they had last year, we might see a new wins record this year.
For real.
They could win 120, and I wouldn't be like all that shocked by it.
God, no. Holy crap. Sorry, I just choked on the future. I couldn't understand. I was like, wow.
I know. I know.
Okay.
Like they could win that 120th game, and I'd be like, of course they did. But anyway, Diamondbacks.
You're like, yeah.
Diamondbacks 87.
Under.
I'm gonna go over just by just a hair, probably 88. Padres 82.
Over.
I'm going under.
Really?
Going under because they're gonna end up dealing somebody, and it's not gonna be Machado. It's not gonna be a Tatis, but I think they're gonna deal somebody significant, either spring training or early, and they're gonna go under. Giants 78.
I don't know.
Just be safe. Just say they're gonna push. That's what I think.
I mean,
there's such a
seriously.
question mark.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they do have Willie Adames. So they do have Willie Adames, right? They have shortstop sorted, right? They won 80
but
games
they picked
last
up
year.
Justin
I'm gonna
Verlander.
go over then. I'm going to go over.
Justin Verlander's just as big a question mark right now in terms of longevity. So
Right.
if they make it to 78 wins, he might end up being 78 years old by the time that, day comes around. In terms of what his arm can do. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah. His arm would be 78. You're right. Okay. Last one. The last one. The Rockies. 55.
55?
That is not very many wins. It's what, 100?
What did they do last year?
7 losses. Last year they won 61. This team, I'm going to say they're going to give the last year's White Sox a run for their money.
Wow. That bad?
No, they're not going to get there, but it's going to be real ugly. No Charlie Blackmon to kind of anchor things.
Don't forget about Chris Bryant. They still have him.
Oh, they do. He's played as many games as Anthony Rendon has. Don't forget that.
No, Rendon certainly played more.
They have played the exact same percentage of games since they've been with their current teams.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
and
crazy.
this is the thing too, is that Chris Bryant, I think, is going to find a way to not play because he has already expressed his regret for having signed with the Rockies.
Oh yeah, he has.
Which
We
just slays me.
Dude, when he signed, we all looked at each other like,
Huh? Yeah, that's
what?
exactly what it was.
You could have anything you want in the whole world, basically, and you want to play
Right.
in Denver? Ugh. Nothing against, not, I mean,
So this is the
wow.
thing.
Still don't get it.
Denver, I've never been, but I've heard stories that is a beautiful city. That
Oh,
ballpark, what I've seen is amazing. I mean, you've been.
it's magical. There's something so unbelievably elegant about the whole thing. It just is.
But the team is a disaster.
It's a disaster.
And Bud Black just keeps getting paid because he just keeps showing up. Like, we can't get anybody else to do this, so we're just going to keep you around.
I don't know. It's such heartbreak.
It's ridiculous.
It is heartbreaking.
So I'm going under.
Anyway.
I'm going under 55 for the Rockies.
That's smart. I think I'll join you. All right, baseball family, tell us what you thought. Tell us what you thought of what we thought. Tell us what you thought we should have thought in the comments and let us know.